What happened to you, man? Out of nowhere, we all learned that you went into rehab.
Yeah, well, you
want to walk us through that a little bit?
Okay. Try to do it fast. My
you were sober for how long? I'm sorry, but how long were you sober?
Completely sober 3 years. And then I started, my little brother died. I started smoking weed a little bit. When I went back to Australia, I smoked some weed with my friends and my old friends. And I was like, that was like helping me cope, that was the first mistake. And then
how long ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So then just a little bit, but not much. And then I had a producer that Sirius had just decided to be good for the show. And he was a nice guy, but he was a fucking old idiot. And every time he spoke, it was like fucking chalkboard shit. And I couldn't deal with it. And I just wanted to go on the radio and go, cunt, fuck, cunt, fuck, die, fucking hate, I hate. So I was smoking weed before the show.
All right, I want to slow you down, though. The stupid suits thinking, we need to control the show a little bit with Jason. Give him someone that kind of knows the business.
Yeah, he was going to teach me the game. And I was like, I don't need the game. That's what I'm good at, is accidental bullshit.
I love asking you this stuff because we went through all that same shit. It's like, just let us do our dumb show. They would try to give us producers and people that would watch over us.
I tell you what, man, things have changed.
Good.
I am not here to bitch anymore about Sirius XM. Those guys, for once, like
they stepped up.
Fuck yeah, they listen. They're like, whatever you want to do, and I'm like, I don't like that. Okay, Mr. Ellis. I'm like, wow, fuck, thank you.
But we are talking about the old times when they gave you that guy. So that guy made you smoke a little more weed.
Yeah, and then it escalated, and then I thought that I was being successful, responsible, making some good money, and why can't I have a beer every now and then? And then as soon as that happened, maybe that took, I think it was about a year. It was actually after I was here, did the Stern show and then your show, and I was #1 on Google search, and my manager's all pumped. And I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck, I'm going to go to the bar and have a beer. What the
Celebrate
fuck?
a little bit.
Celebration.
I had a beer and I watched the soccer game. One beer. I was like, there you go, you're good. And then every now and then on a plane, and then every now and then at the fucking truck races, and then I got paid to do club appearances, the death of me.
Yeah, those are the tough ones, huh?
Yeah, and then
because they expect you to drink and be out of your mind, right? At those club
well,
appearances.
you're up to. It's like they say, show up at 12 and stay till 2. That is not a time for a guy like me to be awake. I've got 2 kids. That's a weird thing for me to do.
Right.
So
true. Yeah.
Then I've always been somebody that wants to have sex with a lot of people. Jim, I've had sex with China. Why would you do that? She's not that attractive. She's kind of a man. Yeah,
I like a big clit.
You said that.
Jimmy kind of had a little thing for her. A little
as soon as I said that.
You did tell. Okay.
Yeah, you were like, hey, I'd fuck her, and I was like, okay, cool. But I've always sort of fought to not fuck everybody because I want to badly, and it got to the point where there's porn stars and shit that were texting me, and I'm like, it's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean? And if I fuck somebody and my wife finds out, I don't have any family over here. I love my in-laws. I really love them. It's not like a opposite thing that everyone else talks about when they're married. I love them. And if I fucking cheat on my wife, that's their daughter, and they're not gonna like me, and my wife's not gonna like me. I've got 2 kids. It's just not worth it. So in therapy, I just said that I think we should split because I'm having urges of stuff that I think I'm not going to be able to stop sooner or later, and I don't want to hurt you anymore because I did it back in the day. I slept with a whale, and she found out, and it was just like, not only am I cocksucking cheap, but I'm disgusting as well. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fat people, but
there's a lot wrong with them. What made you go say that to her instead of saying like I'm gonna do something for the sex addiction or
I didn't know I had sex addiction. I didn't believe that there was sex addiction. I just was like, I'm a dude. I'm a dude that can't. I'm 40 years old. I cannot stop. Know who you are and fucking let her live a life with it and find a normal person that she can trust. She deserves that.
What's the difference between being a dude and being addicted to sex? Like,
I'll tell you, because I know. Okay. I had to do my life coach went on the internet and said, answer this survey, and I answered it, and he's like, says here you're a sex addict. It's a thing where you don't want to have sex with people that you have sex with. Like, I like hot chicks, but if you're a fucking bush pig and you corner me, you can blow me. And then as soon as I come, I'm like, oh my God, you're so disgusting. And then because I say I'm disgusting, I hate myself and I want more people to blow me that I don't like. So it just kept going, and then it escalated to, the hard rock. I left my wife, man. I don't. I've never loved anybody more than that person. So it didn't make any sense that I would do that.
How long after you left her did you hook up with somebody?
Like 2 days.
Did you already know the person who you were going to hook up with?
No. It's just all the people that I was like, no, I don't want to, but I really do. You know, I would say stupid things like I really do, leading them on. You know, I can't, but I fucking would if I could.
Sure.
Like you just don't say that.
Instead of just going,
No, thank you.
I couldn't say no.
Because you don't want to cut them off.
There was fucking 2 people. The guy that has the A tattoo on his face would say no, and then the other guy would go, but I would if I could, and there was no one around.
Well, I'm a little confused because the little I know about you, you said you were really in love with your wife, right? Mm-hmm. And now you knew you were going to do this, so you would rather leave her than do it. But why wouldn't you at that point sit down with her and try to work it out?
We'd been going through this for. I've been wanting to have sex with other people for the last 2 years.
Right.
Wow.
And you just realized
I was just like, I'm gonna do it. You know, there was already text messages and shit. I don't really want to get into it. I'm
intriguing.
Yeah, I'm doing shit that if she saw it, it's cheating. I mean, it didn't go in the hole, but fuck, dude, it mentally.
And it starts slowly too. It starts with like, like, hey, if I wouldn't get caught, like, that's really, wow, you do have a good ass, LOL. It's something kind of innocent.
Thank you. Yeah, Jim's on it right
but
there.
It absolutely builds slowly, and you convince yourself. Like, there's times where you'll write LOL in a sexual thing and actually go, like, you'll actually laugh just so you're not lying. But it's complete self-deception, complete self-deception, and it's all leading up to inevitably doing it.
Yeah. So then that whole thing happened, and then I was at the Hard Rock. I got this massive room. The Hard Rock gave me this thing with a fucking elevator in it, and I'm hanging out with chicks that I don't know. I haven't even talked to them. I blacked out at the party, and I woke up and there was a girl there that was fucking. She was kind of hot, but not. I don't want anybody in my room. It's over. And then I'm brushing my teeth and she's doing some bumps like out of a fucking dime bag. And I'm like, what's that? She's like, that's morphine. I got stomach, my uterus hurts or something. And I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm like, oh, that's not more. You mean it's heroin? She's like, well, whatever, And
whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't do heroin with people. I'm past that. And now I'm like, here we go again. From back in the day when I was a kid where I did heroin. I let hookers shoot me up with heroin. I'm like, you fucking go there again now after... Look, I fucked my skateboard career at the very end. I could have stayed. Now I've got this chance to do radio. Like, for a guy to love something that much, be good at it, and then fucking fall out of it and find something else that he loves even more and is even better at, that's bullshit luck.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it off. So I called... therapist, and then I called Psycho Mike, he's a co-host with Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew called me, and then we did this whole, ask questions, blah, 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 and he's like, you're a fucking sex addict, you need to go to rehab, and I knew that weed thing was too much, and I can't drink, it's ridiculous, so I was like, fuck it, let's go, and I went in there and did all this therapy and found out, because I thought they were going to say your dad died, your brother died, you're trying to fucking medicate yourself.
Right.
And then, I knew I was molested when I was a kid, but I didn't know. I just thought it was the neighbor because that's what my mum told me.
Mm-hmm. Did you remember it, or did you just see the effects and it became obvious?
I didn't remember until I was 17 when I after a demo I took acid and a bunch of crystal meth and I had an imaginary friend and I was in a pool in the top of a hotel talking to him. My girlfriend was just standing there watching me because she thought I might drown myself. And I said to my imaginary friend that I was molested by my father. She called my mum. My mum said, "Fuck, I didn't think he would remember that. It wasn't his father. It was the neighbor." And then I dive into it in therapy, and the neighbor, my father and my mother went over to his apartment or something and said, "How could you?" And he said, "It wasn't me." My father is dead now. My father, I've never seen anybody with a worse temper than my father. I've seen my father knock people's teeth out for cutting him off on the freeway. It's you fucked me, and you didn't, because I'm a dad. You fucked my kid. I don't give a fuck. I'll kill you. End of story. I don't give a fuck. You're dead.
Right.
And that my dad was way less rational than me. So, and then when I came out and I stayed back at my house, like 2 days later, I came out of his house and he's there in the kitchen. He's like, "Do you think you got molested?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Do you think it was me?" I was like, No, I don't." And then I walked off, went to the ramp skating. Never brought it up ever again.
Did you think it was odd he asked you that? Like, do you think it was me?
Not at the time. No, because I just I couldn't believe that it had happened. Because once I found that out, then I started to, I could see shit. Couldn't see a face, but I could see a dick. And then I knew the game. Like, the game was like, you do it for this long and I'll do it for that long sort of thing. Like, I got played into that.
It was like, you suck me and I'll suck. It's funny, I did that when I was a kid with other kids.
Right. Well, then that made, you know what I mean, because then, you know, the therapy of that, because it felt good. So now, if it felt good, then it's my fault. And then me acting out and wanting people, because all I wanted chicks to do is blow me and take control. I don't want to be in charge of anything, which is what he was doing. So then, you know, I mean, all this therapy is like, my father did this, and that's why I am the way I am. And I told my wife to leave, and now it's gone. It's over. Like, I don't have my wife. My wife's moved on. And then my therapist says, it's not your fault. I'm like, I've seen that movie. Don't fucking do that to me.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, it's not my fault, but I live in an apartment by myself, and I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I make good money, and I live in some fucking shitty apartment in Santa Monica, and she lives in Beverly Hills with my kids and sees other dudes. And
How long have you been supposed from her?
Like 3 months.
Well, it's not that long. I mean, people take breaks sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but I fucked people, and then there's all my fans that would be like, Ellis is drunk at the Hard Rock, and he's got some fucking tattoo bitch, and then some chick, because I told her when I went to rehab, I had like, you know, I don't want to get how many. I had girls, and I told them all, like, I'm a sex addict, alcoholic, and you know, addicted to marijuana. I'm going to rehab. I just want you to know I can't see you, and I would appreciate it if you didn't contact me, and you know, I don't want to be mean, and some of them were like cool, and some of them were like fuck you.
Oh shit!
Here's a photo of your dick on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, and then so my chick sees that, and I don't care because my dick's on fucking Howard TV, and I don't know, but my dick's everywhere. Fucking clamps, gay dudes fucking cupping my balls. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And I'm packing, so who gives a shit? But I the only person I didn't want to see that was her, and there's just more stabs to the point where she's like, I'm moving on, and then she did, and she has, and she's happy.
Jesus.
And I'm happy for her, but that's the only thing.
Do you have a goal where you want to be? Like yeah, because it seems like that's kind of a spinning out of control thing.
Well, I'm in
where
fucking
do you
therapy
want
all day
to
dude.
be?
I want to get past this whole sex addiction thing so that I'm allowed to see other people. I'm not allowed to see anybody. And I want to now that I know what happened, it's far more easy for me to be 100% happy.
Right.
Because I just didn't know why I wasn't 100% happy. I'm like, I got everything, but I'm like 20% depressed all day. And I would smoke weed to fill that void. So now that I've got that, I just want to see therapy. I just want to stay in therapy, stay straight, work on myself. Because the only thing I don't like I forgive my dad, I forgive everybody. I don't forgive my dick yet. I just don't, because I mean, okay, it's not my fault. Dude, I was there. I know what I did.
How old were you?
When? What?
What was happening?
It was 3 months.
No, when you were a kid. How old were you?
4 to 5. They said 4 to 5, and then, because I remember being underneath my bed, holding the underneath of my bed with my hands and my toes, staying off the ground to hide, and he would come in with a torch. And I don't, like all these things, because I had like some hypnosis and shit.
That's a flashlight to you Americans.
Thank you, because it is a flashlight. Yeah, so all this shit.
Because a torch is a torch.
Yeah.
No, he didn't burn me. He didn't burn me. But it's weird because he's my idol. He was, and he was he loved me, but he was fucking crazy. And that made me crazy, gave me a fucking sweet job. I mean, there's a part of me that, the crazy bit that people are entertained by. Like, if I'm scared of snakes, I get a 9-foot anaconda to come in the next day and bite me. Right. That's not normal. But fuck, if you're listening to my show, that was pretty entertaining. So, I take the good with the bad.
Are you afraid that if you get healthy, quote unquote, or stop doing certain things, you're going to lose the performance side of like Jason Ellis, or like the part that makes you interesting is going to be gone?
No, I actually believe that shit is overrated. I really thought less of myself and thought that if I didn't do that nobody would listen to me. But I'm actually more...
you got more confidence?
I'm more positive now that what I say is far more entertaining than like, hey, watch me bleed.
This is amazing to listen to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's unbelievable.
I'm actually excited.
How long ago?
I'm just a little bit depressed because of that one thing that if I had done this a year ago, I'd be.
How long ago was rehab? You just get out?
A month ago.
And how you doing?
I don't need it at all.
Really?
I don't need the drugs or the blowjobs at all. I don't.
Are you doing anything besides just like keeping it vague? Are you doing any 12-step stuff?
I go to meetings when I'm around, but it's not even really like I'm an alcohol. I go to meetings just to be safe. It's the sex addiction thing that is, because I feel like it's not a problem. It's hard for me to get around that. So my therapist said I can jack off now, so that's cool.
Well,
for a while there.
that's the issue, though, is like, okay, if you're an alcoholic and you're in recovery, you know you can't have anything to drink.
Right.
Sex addiction, now you got to have sex.
Sooner or later.
It's like somebody with a food addiction, they have to eat to
Right,
survive.
exactly.
So it's hard to
like it's
continue
really-
with it.
But you got to know, like, you have to know you're an alcoholic, like, you completely know it. And it to me, that's the one that's, because you're going to black out and do stuff. There's no way sex addiction will stay away if you black out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, a couple of drinks and all of a sudden I'd be like, "What's a blowjob? Come on, what's the big deal?" But it is. It's a tough thing because I don't have any. I can't buy any weed. I can't buy any booze. I can't have even a bimbo, like a companion. Like, let's go to lunch with a bimbo. I can't do that. So it's a lot of.
Damn.
So what are you doing? Jet skiing, obviously.
I'm in New York and I'm on my band and fighting and my kids and it's not actually that difficult.
Where you at with your kids? Because I know how much you love them.
Well, my wife we're still good friends. So I live down the road. I come and see him every night and I have him on the weekends. I actually spend more time with him, but I just need to focus on being really happy, practicing, training like I train to fight, train to skate, on being happy, loving myself so that I can fall in love with somebody else in the future and be happy and take care of my kids.
What about the
like
ex?
the goal, yeah.
What's that?
What about the ex? That's definitely done.
I don't know. I mean, I would take her back in a second, but I can't think like that. 'Cause I'm one of those people that is like, I keep bashing myself. She's happy and seeing other people. I don't need to fucking live in that world. I need to just work on myself.
And I imagine it's humiliating to have your husband publicly on Twitter being called out. So maybe the satisfaction is, hey, look, I'm doing this too. I'm not trapped in a humiliating situation. Maybe it's not the other guys as much as it is just not being humiliated.
I don't think she's in love with anybody else or anything, but I think, I'm just happy she's happy. But there's that, I'm in therapy, man. Like I have that 20% I wake up sometimes and I go, and then there's a wave of emotion that hits me and then I go, fucking suck it up, shithead. You've got 2 TV shows. Your kids are fucking awesome. Don't do it to yourself. But, I'm only human. There's probably 20% of the day where I do that, I just think about it. And
What's the tattoo, by the way?
it's Andrea. It's A
That's it?
with a love heart.
Oh, okay.
Right on his.
Like a teardrop. That's fine.
It's so
Holy
obvious
shit.
to me now the fight that I've put on. I mean, I put that on like, willpower. Like, you love your wife. Put the fucking thing on your face because then chicks can't fuck you. What is that? That's my wife's initial.
Oh, shit.
My whole back is covered in a family of elephants with determination across it because I'm determined to keep my family together. Like, I was just trying so hard to not do what I wanted to do.
Damn, man.
So you go to therapy often?
Yeah.
You talk to other sober people or just a therapist?
Well, I have a sex therapist and I have like a life coach. I talk to a life coach like 4 or 5 times a day and my therapist 2 times a week. I can't afford it anymore.
4 or 5 times a day?
Mm-hmm.
But no sober people who are just not charging you?
I don't have a sponsor yet because I got out of rehab and came to New York. But I've got a couple of people that I knew in rehab that I talk to every now and then. But I'm not. I call those people if I think I'm going to use. I did a gig last night. I told my band, can you keep drunk people off me and chicks off me? Because my therapist said,
it's the whole club.
Yeah. So we played my new show on Fuel TV aired last night. So I'm sitting in the club standing there trying to watch a show, and it's just drunk people, and a couple of people came up and the weed thing came off their face into my face, and I was like,
shit.
where the fuck is my band? Why aren't they? I want to watch the show, and then I was cornered by a couple of chicks, and they want to do this, and they want to do that, and they think they're hot, and I was like, thank you. Yeah.
God, you're in hell, man.
It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I mean, it's the story. I know I'm on the radio. You want to hear the story. There's the story, but
seems a lot of turmoil.
But it's all around you, man.
You don't. My other TV show got picked up the other day. Me, Bam, and Tony. I've been trying to work. That one was 3 years in the making, and now I've got that.
What's that show about?
It's about me, Bam Margera, and Tony Hawk. All 3 of us are skateboarders that work in the radio world. So that's where it bases off, and then it splits off into, all the stunts and the shit that we do. And
It's like a reality show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's Jeff Tremaine is the producer, the guy that does Jackass and Nitro Circus and all that shit. So it's all I ever wanted is this one thing because I just want to get out there and get bigger so that I can come back here and make Scott Greenstein bleed.
Good luck with that.
It's everybody's goal, isn't it?
Yes.
Good luck with that. He's a fucking robot.
I believe I can get to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You guys have been there. So,
I don't like.
But what I really want to do is pump this fucking album because this single shit, rock and roll shit. I don't know if you guys know this. The #1 rock and roll single is fucking Nickelback and Daltrey, and I'm like, America. Do you know how fucking gay you are? Like the whole, you know what I mean? Like, who's the biggest guy in radio? Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
Like, fag off, you fucking pussies. Like, America, Canada, you're all fucking gay. Like, fight the fight, you shitheads.
I don't get it.